Every week I help you find fun places to go with friends and family here in Jax. I talk about local food, local craft beer, and local events. That's what I do. I know Jax. Eat local, drink local, and be local. Jacksonville is in a football frenzy, but that's nothing new because here in Florida, we live and breathe football, and despite last week's game, I'm all in. I love to watch football. I'm a proud armchair quarterback, and honestly, watching a game on TV is a lot more fun to me than decorating the yard with pumpkins or dressing up for Halloween parties. But you already know that I'm not much for fashion. I'm the kind of guy who the guys from Queer Eye for the Straight Guy would have a field day with. But speaking of football, there's always tailgating, so let's start with some grilling and chilling. So Korey here from Epik Burger is gonna make us a...
Boss Burger.
No, dude, Boss Burger.
That's right.
I just think it's nicer to say it like you're saying, you know, you're announcing monster trucks or something.
That's right. That's why I'm in the kitchen.
I know, right?
And you're on TV.
Tell me how you make this Boss Burger.
It is 3 third-pound patties.
What?
So a pound of beef.
Now I know why you call it Boss.
That's right. You got to be a boss to eat it.
That's why you brought it to me.
That's how we sell it to people. You want a minion burger or a boss burger?
You definitely
Well, I
don't
want the
want
boss.
a minion burger.
No, you don't. Burgers are like pancakes. You know, you got to wait for it to start to cook before you move it.
Gotcha.
Yeah, any meat really, you got to let it finish searing or else things just stick to the cooking surface. Are you a well done guy, a medium rare guy?
I'm a rare guy.
A rare guy? Okay, well, those are going to be overcooked probably, but that'll be all right.
I don't want to disrespect your meat.
No, you do not.
So you're doing, what's that, caramelized onions?
Caramelized onions. Our melted cheddar.
It's a little hot out here.
It's a little hot out here. Actually, it's pretty nice now. It was pretty hot earlier.
Oh, so you put the cheddar over the onions as
Yeah.
well. And then you got this applewood smoked, or
It is applewood smoked
how'd I
bacon.
guess? And what's this?
This is the cheese sauce, which is just a little bit, you know,
Got ya.
less saucy because
Less saucy.
we had to keep it cold and safe for you to eat.
For me to eat.
That's right.
I appreciate that. And what's this?
This is the boss sauce.
Boss sauce.
It's a version of, it is not at all. There's everything from cider vinegar to horseradish to sour cream, mayo in there. There's some spices. And that is the Boss Burger.
That's like a volcano of burger.
It is.
This is a serious burger. What? And you say push it down, there's nowhere to go.
No, it's all meat.
It's just like, it's not going down. It's not like you put a bunch of slaw on top of it.
No.
Rivertown, First Coast's new hometown.
Didn't that look great? Now, I love grilling out. I really, really do. Right now, we're getting ready for Halloween. My kids are adults now, so I don't have to deal with the costumes and trick-or-treating anymore. But we're still in fall festival season, and there's a bunch of things happening, and that's what we're gonna talk about next. I just wanted to let you know that I'm now sending out the Insider every Tuesday. You'll get tips and ideas for cool things to do, plus you'll find out what I'm up to and where we're filming next, that kind of stuff. You can subscribe to The Insider on my website at iknowjax.com. This week's calendar involves 3 things: football, scary Halloweeny stuff, and a few interesting performances. It's an action-packed week, so let's jump straight in. First up, I want to give a shout out and support our local Jacksonville filmmakers. And by the way, this is an excellent movie to watch to get ready for Halloween. It's called I'm Gonna Kill Someone This Friday. This movie is being screened at Sunray Cinema on October 23rd. Now, I promised interesting performance, and here's one, direct from its success in London's West End. The Simon and Garfunkel story comes to Jacksonville's Time Union Center on October 25th. Using huge projection photos and original film footage, this performance features a full live band performing hits like Mrs. Robinson and Bridge Over Troubled Waters and so many more. That's at the Times Union Center on October 25th. Now, at the Players by the Sea, the psychological thriller Pontypool premieres this week. Pontypool is a small town affected by a virus that causes people to commit horrendous acts of violence. The staff working at the local radio station are trapped, and they desperately try to warn their listeners. Now, how does it end? Well, I don't know. You need to go and watch it to find out. But sounds intriguing, doesn't it? Pontypool is at the Players by the Sea October 26th through November 3rd. We're also getting ready for football. It's the big rivalry, the big game of the year, the Florida-Georgia game. Expect lots of fans downtown, lots of fun, and lots of football. The game is played at the Bank on October 27th. Go Dogs! Yeah, I said it. No Halloween is complete without the Rocky Horror Picture Show, is it? Now, for many, that's a tradition you just don't want to skip. So the Rocky Horror Picture Show is considered among the most popular cult movies of all time. So wear your costumes, bring your props, no meat, that's what the info says, I don't know. And come early for live music. That's at the Florida Theater on October 27th. For something out of the ordinary, take a trip to St. Mary's, Georgia, because there they have a special Halloween Express train ride to Ghost Town. Now, this event is not too scary for the little ones, and you can come dressed in costume if you'd like. Trains leave on October 27th at 10 a.m., noon, 2, and 4 p.m. Murray Hill is having a special event for Halloween called Murray Halloween. The block party will feature live music, food trucks, a kids zone, activities, and more. That's on October 28th from 2 to 9 p.m. Now, there's a whole slew of other events. There's the Halloween Festival at the Agricultural Museum, Creatures of the Night at the Alligator Farm, Haunted Forest at Caddyshack Ranch, Booze and Brews at Ancient City Brewing, Spooktacular at the Zoo, and Etu Scary Festival at the GTM Reserve, and then Alice in Chains is coming to town. Isn't that appropriate? For other events and more details, refer to my post with the catchy little name, Fun Things to Do in October at iknowjax.com. I'm going to ask you for a favor. One of my website visitors wrote this about my Fun Things to Do in October post. Not much to do if you're not a drinker or someone who enjoys the arts markets. Is there anything else for non-drinking, non-smoking, non-cussing adults to do in Jacksonville? The art shows are boring and overpriced, and the Halloween activities aren't anything I want to do or my husband. Please, please work harder for finding activities for clean, straight adults to do in Jacksonville. Now, I do understand that my picks aren't everybody's cup of tea, which is why I write the post as well. I choose events that I think are fun and interesting, so here's how you can help me out. Check out the post on my website at iknowjax.com, and at the bottom, let me know what you think and if you have suggestions that you think would be suitable for a non-drinking, non-smoking, non-cussing couple who aren't into Halloween. Put your suggestions in the comments. I'd really appreciate it. Here at I Know Jax, we do our best to support local businesses in the community. Visit our website to find out how we can help promote your business on iknowjax.com.
Call Joe directly at 904-345-0755 or visit iknowjax.com/advertising.
Every year, the I Know Jax team has a heated discussion about lederhosen and Tyrolean hats. Now, so far, I've been able to keep them off me, the lederhosen and the funny looking hats. And trust me, I know what's coming next. Santa hats and jingle bell ties or something like that. And even when I was a kid, I didn't enjoy masquerades, and trust me, nothing has changed in that department. I don't like to play dress up. Now, luckily, I didn't have to dress up for this story, but I did have to try to pronounce a bunch of German words, and that was difficult. I'm hanging out in the kitchen with Chef Steve, and we're at the German Schnitzel Haus, and you're gonna make some incredible German food. I know that, right?
Well, we're gonna make goulash.
Goulash.
Which I guess isn't technically German, but kind of got created in Hungary.
Yep.
Popular through Central Europe.
Absolutely.
So we got some we got some top round that I cut into cubes and cleaned.
Okay.
It's gonna go into the bowl.
Get to the meat of the whole thing, so to speak. Chef Steve adds kosher salt, black pepper, paprika, caraway seeds, tomato paste, and balsamic vinegar to the meat.
And a little bit of demi.
Got ya. He mixes it well, and then it goes into a pan and into the oven where he slow cooks it for 3 to 4 hours.
So I got a pan here hot with a little bit of a white wine reduction in it, which is just wine reduced by half. And what I got here is about 10 to 15 little dried cherries. We're just gonna add a little bit of the goulash to it. We make a potato dish here called Bratkartoffeln.
Bratkartoffeln?
Bratkartoffeln, right? Some of the words here are really difficult to
I know they're hard for me to say.
pronounce. All it is a local red potato,
Right?
a little bit of smoked bacon, caramelized onion, salt, pepper, paprika, and a little bit of parsley.
Time to plate it up. Delicious. So last but not least, you're gonna do a pork dish for me, right?
Pork braten. Basically what I did was I took the traditional German way, which is you basically pan-sear the bone-in butts
Right.
with a pickling spice, salt and pepper, and then I deglaze it with 3 different vinegars. I let it soak for about 48 to 72 hours. I said the secret to these bratens was to thicken it with a ginger snap cookie.
Chef Steve puts the Bratkartoffeln, aka potatoes, on the plate, and then the pork on top. Then he adds ground up ginger snaps to the jus in the pan.
So you can see it's thickening up already.
The delicious sauce goes on top of the pork, and our pork braten is ready. One of my favorite things is the potato cakes, and Chef Steve was nice enough to say he'd make some for me. Potato pancakes are made with shredded Idaho potatoes and Vidalia onions. That's mixed with a batter made of flour, egg yolk, and a little bit of white wine and chives. The potato pancake goes into the fryer. It comes with a special house-made cheese.
Germans call it quark.
Quark?
Quark. Q-U-A-R-K. Quark.
Okay.
We make it here.
All right.
What you do is you bring a little bit of milk up to a little bit above room temperature.
Right.
We dump it out of the pan, and right away we hit it with some cold buttermilk,
Okay.
which allows the whey to separate from the curd.
Gotcha.
So just a little bit of salt and pepper, and the actual sourness from the buttermilk itself makes for a really good cheese. Put a nice little dollop of that cheese on there.
Good stuff.
And then take a nice little dollop of that applesauce as well.
As a final touch, chives for decoration. Chef Steve was nice enough to make all this great food for us back in the kitchen. We got the goulash and the pork braten and of course the potato pancakes, but he added a thing called Bienenstitz, which has honey in it. I think it means bee sting in German. My German's not good, I am from Georgia. And of course we got beer and pretzels, which you can't go to a German restaurant without having that. I look forward to seeing you guys out here at the German Schnitzel Haus. Prost! I started out by talking about football, and actually, I was watching the last game at Tracy Collins' book release party. You might know her from TV. She's a much-loved media personality here in town. Now, Tracy has just released her book, Stumbling into Sobriety, so I wanted to congratulate her for that, and know that I'm proud of you. You can find out more about Tracy and her book and her journey at thecrushedvelvetproject.org. I just wanted to let you know that I'm now sending out the Insider every Tuesday. You'll get tips and ideas for cool things to do, plus you'll find out what I'm up to and where we're filming next, that kind of stuff. You can subscribe to the Insider on my website at iknowjax.com. I'm sure you know that Jacksonville used to be like Hollywood when it came to filmmaking, but this was a very long time ago. I went to the Alewife to meet with Jared Rush, who's the producer of a locally made film with the interesting name, I'm Going to Kill Someone, this Friday.
We are doing the second premiere, Joe, because the first premiere we did, which was on August 9th, sold out to over 400 people, and we had a lot of people who didn't get to see the film. Secondly, we're about to go on a tour across the nation, so we decided not only are we going to show the movie again for people who didn't get to see it, who want to see it again, is also a chance to raise money for the actual, as we call it, the Kill Tour.
So talk to me about this Kill Tour. What's that going to entail?
That is going to entail of us taking the movie across the nation. literally going state to state, city to city, and letting people know what we are about as filmmakers, and also to show the landscape of the beautiful, lovely city we live in Jacksonville, and then also the great talent. Because most people, when they do a film, they get it out there, they do distribution, DVDs, whatever, but there's nothing happens with that.
Yeah.
I didn't get into this industry just to sit and build ego. I got into to make money and to build everyone else up.
Sure. So you're basically going to be an ambassador for Jacksonville films.
Those are your words. I like those words.
Right.
So this is the last kickoff on October 23rd, right there at Sunray. At 7 p.m. You can get your tickets online, but it's the last hurrah before we make our tour.
Before you start traveling the world, so to speak.
Actually, it's funny you said that. We actually got invited over possibly to go to Ireland.
Cool.
Yeah.
Why not?
So, exactly.
Film is a worldwide language.
True.
And it doesn't have to be done in their native tongue for it to be appreciated for what it is,
true.
that's for sure. So talk to me a little bit more about the film, because it's not a big budget Hollywood film, right? Talk to me about some of the struggles you went through in making the film and what it is to make a local film.
Well, making a local film here in Jacksonville, Florida, you just kind of have to be inventive and be creative when it comes to not just the process of the writing and getting the crew and talent together. When things happen, like, you know, people get permits, you don't get permits, you have to figure out where you can film, where you can't film, you have to look over your shoulder sometimes. But the most important thing I think of and difficulty that came to filming here was a matter of, if you don't have the right team and the right leader, as we had an amazing director and visionary of Dirt and Godfrey, things didn't seem that bad. It's just long hours, and it's a lot of dedication, but when you have the right team and right crew, it doesn't matter if people say yay or no or whatever it is,
sure,
you can make it happen.
I have the best job in Jacksonville, I really do. I get to go out and meet interesting people every week. I get to taste a bunch of good food and drink great craft beer and craft cocktails, and sometimes wine too. And sometimes I even get to fly in a plane. That's it for this week's episode. I hope you enjoyed it. I also hope you're going to have a fun and safe Halloween. I'll be back next week with a new episode of I Know Jax. But until then, I'll see you on the internet.